Welcome to the Bearded Finisher Podcast, your one-stop show for all things finishing and coatings. Your host, Zach, and a variety of industry experts will guide you through the art of perfecting your finishing and business game. From seasoned pros to fresh faces, get ready for tips, tricks, and trends to elevate your knowledge and business to the next level.
What is going on, everybody? We are back with another little quick snippet at IWF 2024. We have got the man and the legend, Mr. Skyler Ferrara from Surf Prep Sanding.
Thank you, Zach, very much. But be careful about the man and the legend and all that good stuff. I appreciate that.
You are.
Yeah,
I mean, in this industry, you are a guy that has done a lot and changed a lot of lives.
Well, thank you. And that's part, it's part of our core values.
Yes.
And our culture is really serving others.
It's one of the best values. When Chad was telling me that on your episode of serving others and have fun.
Right.
I mean, what more could you want at a company?
Yeah, absolutely. And sanding, as you know, is it's demanding.
Yes.
It's a critical part of that process flow. And when employees are asked, to do things related to sanding, a lot of them don't understand, what
Correct.
they're doing and who they're learning from. Those individuals were never really trained maybe properly in that onboarding process. So it's demanding. It's demanding physically, on the human. And we just try. We don't try. We really focus on creating an environment where they understand that they don't have to oversand and all of these different things to get to a point, where they need to be with a finish.
Exactly.
So
give us a recap on what you thought of the last 3 or 4 days.
Dude, I mean, it's been insane. Tuesday was just rocking all day long. Wednesday was rocking all day long.
Yeah.
Thursday, yesterday, there was a little bit of a lull, mid-morning, and then it blew up. The traffic, thank goodness, I think we've got 10 employees here.
Yeah.
So thank goodness we've had enough people to really, when people walk into the booth, we're very open and accepting, and it's been amazing. The
lives have gone well. I mean, I got here Wednesday and I missed that live.
I thought we were going to get shut down.
Oh,
I'm walking around here and I'm like, oh my God, I'm happy SawStop had a group over there too, because I was feeling a little better. But I mean, the intersections in the aisles here, both sides of the aisles in the whole front here, I don't know, maybe 140 people.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. So you know what? It was all about the people that were here sharing.
Yes.
And it's that serving heart, that's who we like to surround ourselves with. Like you, brother.
Yeah. Like people that want to share information, share wealth, and just make this whole industry better.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah, absolutely.
So real quick, one of my favorite things, have you got a chance to walk around at all? The booth, the show?
No.
Okay.
And there's a reason for that. I just, when we're in our booth, we're here for the people that have invested to come here. And I feel that I feel compelled. I have to be here. I've traveled, some years ago, I was gone 200 days a year. Wow. And I've met a lot of people. I have a lot of friends. And I just feel like if I'm out of my booth, I'm not doing my job.
I can get that.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I was just going to say, I've walked around. I've seen a lot of stuff. Like, everyone can see behind me your booth. Kind of explain to everyone the theory and the thought behind the trailer, because it's very unique and it's just an incredible setup.
Yeah, that was so I was in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
And the show people here at IWF have been phenomenal. The union workers, behind the scenes, us getting in here with the trailer, amazing. It's just been an amazing experience. But in Vegas, I was sitting there and we got word, you get these stickers for your crates.
Yeah.
And they said, it'll be about a couple hours. And I think, dude, it was like into the next day, like 14 or 16 hours. And you got to come back and the AC is off.
Yep.
Right. So I'm sitting here after being here for 4 days, the physical draw, the mental draw, the emotional draw, and my crates never came. And I went out, on the loading docks. I'm like, there they are. And I'm like, maybe I need to get out $50 to get somebody to come in there. Anyway,
Yeah.
it was that experience. And I was sitting there and I'm like, there's got to be a better way. And so we have a very good customer up in Napanee, Indiana.
Yeah.
And he builds these things. And I thought, you know what? The worst case is I can get everything in my trailer and button it up.
Yes.
And then I can come back the next day and not have to sit and go through that.
Yeah. Just hook it up and go.
I feel like I'm sharing a secret. It's almost like, I don't know, man. Maybe in a couple of years there'll be 50 or 100 trailers in this building.
Well,
And
it's something that you see a lot in the racing world. SEMA.
Yep.
A lot of trailers. It's just
Yeah.
how it hasn't. I mean, everything else from automotive has carried over to this world like
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, it's just makes sense.
Right. Exactly. So it's been wonderful. It's we can break the stage down. You know,
Yeah.
we have the sanding stations out front, and humans want to come by and they see stuff in these booths and they kind of want to touch it and feel it.
Yeah.
Right. And so they come right up, they grab everything, they're engaged, they're interactive, and it's been we have a kicker sound system in there, so we do a little bit of country music in the
There you go.
background, and we do some things to.
And you got the TV on top for everyone to
Yeah.
see. I mean, you can kind of see it there, but
Yep. So we discovered, when these crowds kind of build up, people in the back, they can't really see what Jeff Bellows is doing, with his sanding and all that.
Yeah.
So then we cast it up onto the screen so they can see up there. So
genius.
yeah.
Goodness gracious, man, that's awesome. So what's real quick?
Yes, sir.
I know you've got some other things going on. I know you just released the new sander.
Right.
Can let everybody kind of know what the benefits and the upgrades that are on the new unit that we
Yes.
changed.
Yes. So we're seeing there's a paradigm shift that's taken place where the air sander, which has been the workhorse for 40, 50 years, there's a movement towards brushless electric tools because of energy costs.
Yes.
And so we came out with our first round of sanders, so that generation of sanders. We've learned a lot from the user,
Okay.
the human.
Yeah.
And we've taken all that feedback. I pay close attention to that. And we've worked very hard in the collaboration of the raw material suppliers that make our stuff. There's my brother Wilson right there.
What's up, guys?
And Carl, there they go, man. We're constantly refining and retooling.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of money. And our 5-inch and our 6-inch is done.
Okay.
So, in a nutshell, these things you can start running them on a cutting board with an 80 grit piece of sandpaper, and with the moment you pick that sander up, and when you're done running that after an hour, the head of the sander is the same temperature as when you first picked it up.
Wow.
So we're bringing all the ambient air in and bringing it up and sucking it through doorways into hallways,
Yeah.
and running all that air around the motor and the control board
to keep it cool
and
down.
dude, wait till you see our 3x4. It's going to be like Star Wars and I
That's
don't
gonna
know,
be
Star
awesome.
Trek, all that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
When are you guys expecting the 3x4 to come out?
We're so our target date is this December.
Okay.
So fun things always happen with shipping containers and all that.
Well,
But,
everybody stay tuned for December when
yeah.
they're going to coming out.
And then there's some other LI things we got going on.
Okay.
So in the way of sanders.
Okay.
So people have asked us about, hey, I want a sander that doesn't have that thing, that 12-foot thing dangling off the end of it.
Yeah.
So
Got some. That'll be awesome.
So if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I'm always innovating. It's one thing to imitate and to copy and that kind of thing, but that's what you're known for that then.
Yeah.
And innovation is so crucial. It's so critical. Truly, the only way you can innovate is when you listen to other humans.
Yes.
That are using your product.
Yeah. You have to listen and take that feedback constructively. I
Yes,
mean, it's
sir.
not necessarily negative.
Right.
It's just
Right.
across the board what people think might make it better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's very important.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's see here. I mean, is there anything coming up surf prep wise? What do you guys got going on here in the next little bit? Besides obviously a week off
Oh yeah.
to recoup.
Yeah, absolutely. We've just the referrals. Years ago I was like pioneering, and dude, it is nonstop. We're hiring people.
That's awesome.
And we're doing it the right way. We make sure that there's a purpose and a reason for when we hire people.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've been blessed. We're very choosy, about who we want to join.
Yeah.
So I kind of look at those core values and the culture, and if that's already set in place with somebody, and if we see that it mirrors what we're all about, and we're not perfect, right?
Everybody makes mistakes.
We're learning and we're growing every day. But yeah, we're bringing people on board to be able to service all of the business that we're doing.
And what a great get having Denny come on board. That is, it's going to be so amazing for Surf Prep.
Yeah, it's salt of the earth people that are out doing the right things in life with the right intention.
Yeah.
I learned early on when I first got in the industry. I started out selling shoes in college, and it was all about how much money can I make, because there was that percent number, right?
Yes, yeah.
Tied to revenue or volume.
Exactly.
And it was all about how much money can I make? How much money can I make? And when I started taking taking my eyes off of that, or my focus off of that, and it's like, how many people can I serve? It's like it's not tenfold, bro.
No,
it's you hear 10x with Grant Cardone and these guys.
Yeah.
It can be 20 and it could be 30x.
Yeah, 30x. So, when you start focusing on building the relationships,
right,
you develop the freedom of money,
right?
Because then you don't have to worry about it, and then you get that freedom of time,
right?
It will change your life if you change that focus.
100%. Yeah. No, it's been. It's been so fruitful. I just turned 62 this year, and I was like thinking, I want to take my foot off the gas pedal a little bit.
Yeah.
And with everything what we've got going on in our culture, it's like, man, I'm going to run my foot right through the carburetor now.
Yeah.
So as long as we continue to be blessed with our health and everything, we're just going to keep going.
Just going to keep going.
Yeah.
You guys have done an amazing job, and the products and the way we talked about earlier, the company culture and just how you go about creating those relationships.
Right.
Money's a byproduct of the relationship.
Totally.
You don't even worry about it. And
Yep.
it shows.
Right.
It shows through every person that works here.
Yeah.
As long as I've known you guys, and commend you for that.
Thank you.
I just want to say that's amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that more than you know. It's just building blocks of trust, right?
100%.
It's working with people and just helping them.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Well, real quick, I always like to do this. I don't know if you've listened to the podcast very much. I know
Absolutely.
Yep. I don't want to keep you too long. I know you've got stuff going on. Just tidbit, piece of information, piece of advice for the finishers out there and for the entrepreneurs out there that you've used in your career that you think could help them.
Man, you're getting heavy now, right? I would just say put your focus on others. And my biggest saying, regardless of where I go, Zach, it could be the CEO of a major company, right? It could be the smallest shop in the world, right? When I talk to people, one of the things that I've done and I continue to do is I look them directly in the eye and I say, sir or ma'am, the reason I'm here is I need a video testimonial from you. And you get all kinds of responses.
Yeah.
And I read a lot. Our company, we read a book a month, and I'm really big into building people up, their self-confidence and all that.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do. It's hard to look somebody in the eye and say, I'm here for one reason and one reason only. And you look out in a plant, and there's 600 people out there.
Yeah.
And I say, I need a video testimonial from you, Mr. Whoever.
Yeah.
Right? And that stirs up questions because you have a very short window to capture someone's attention.
Yes.
And then they recognize that this person's here for a reason.
Yes.
And I've had different responses. And they're like, what do you mean a video testimonial? I'm like, exactly that. I did that with a gentleman with decorative specialties in California.
Okay.
And when I did that, the very first time I did it, I was pouring sweat because it's scary.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to have
know what's going to be there.
Yeah, you got to have your act together.
Yeah.
So if you're refinishing cabinets, if you're building cabinetry, if you're in front of a consumer, a customer, that's potentially going to hand some money over to you, you've got to be able to look them in the eye and say, I'm here for one reason only. is I need a video testimonial from you. So it opens up engagement, and they're like, what do you mean? And you start explaining to them we're going to come in here with the intention of learning, what your process flow is.
Yes.
We want to help solve problems and stop bleeding and cauterize that wound, not put a Band-Aid on it. So a lot of people run around with products similar to, right? And they see that a company's using a load of something, of product, and they just automatically think, well, I got to lower my price because of the volume.
Exactly.
With the hopes of getting that business. But if you can look at that lady and then you go in, and when you refinish cabinets, dude, tape the whole kitchen off. Plastic sheet, make that house cleaner than when you got there.
Yes.
And then you bust your butt and you do what you say you're going to do. Your calendar will be slammed.
You won't, yeah.
Because that lady is going to have a bunko party or something, and she's going to have friends come over. They're all going to go, hey, who did your kitchen?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Who's helping you with your white belt sanding?
Yeah.
Who helped you streamline your process flow through hand sanding to where you don't have to hand sand as much anymore? Right?
Yeah.
These executives, these people, these humans, it's human nature. They just start sharing that.
They start sharing the information. Yeah. Have you read a book? And then I'll let you go. But I just finished an audio book, a couple of them. Dr. Benjamin Hardy, The Gap in the Gain.
Never heard of it.
You need to put that on the list.
Wait, The Gap in the Gain?
The Gap in the Gain. He goes through the difference between, we've been taught to judge how we work by the gap. Like, oh, I've got so much left to do. If you
Is this it, Zach?
Yes. One of the best books that you'll ever read.
Okay. This is so funny, bro, because in the last 3 days at all the different events that I've been to, I've ordered 3 books.
Yeah.
Right. So when I do a lot of educational, informational teaching and training at a lot of our dealers or distributors, one of my big things is if you're not reading, you're not growing.
Exactly.
Readers are leaders and leaders are readers. All right, hang on, bear with me. I'm going to hit Gap in the Gain. So I don't know this.
You've done this to me, like the first book that you gave me to read.
I gave you a book. 21 and a half Unbreakable
21
Laws?
and a half Breakable Laws of Selling.
Dude, okay, I want hardcover, paperback, prime. I don't add anything to my cart. I just hit buy now and place your order. You don't know how much that means to me.
That book changed a lot. He's got 2 more books.
Okay.
It's kind of it's
order, place, thank you.
Kind of a series, but that is a great one.
All right.
And then there's the 7 Freedoms, I think it is. I'll get that one and give it to you. But I mean, that one changed me because it changes your thought process into stop thinking about what you have left and start thinking about what you've accomplished. If you just change that mindset, you won't have the philosophy of, oh, I've got so much left to do. You're like, holy crap, look what I got done.
Right.
At the end of a week, at the end of a day. And if you do that for a year, the amount of stuff that you actually accomplish is mind-blowing.
And you know what? The truth in that is oftentimes we don't credit ourselves enough. I love that.
We're always beating ourselves up about what we have left to do. Stop.
Right.
Celebrate what you've done.
No, you know what? And it's funny because at 62, I was talking to Mary and I'm like, it was just 10 years ago that I was 52. Right. And the 10 years for me, it feels like it was a year.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. So be passionate.
Yes.
Be intentional. Right. Have purpose. Have compassion. And I think those are the recipes. You know what's interesting, Zach, is that was nothing that I was ever taught in school.
No. Agreed.
Middle
Same
school.
Thing. No.
You usually get that stuff from home, and a lot of people don't get that from their home environment either.
Yeah, I would agree. So, now, not today's world.
Right. So one of my big passions is we're building what we hope to be a 60,000. We already have the land, but we're building a 60,000 square foot new facility in North Carolina, and it's going to be a destination. So we want to bring people in to a classroom environment and learn from people like you or anybody. And then we want them to be able to walk into an open space environment and start running material through a planer, a joiner, a wide belt sander. We want the after school, the youth. We want the local junior college. We're reading and association is ultimately who you become in life.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So,
Man,
but dude, I love this, man. Just the interaction, the engagement, and we just keep doing what you're doing, Zach.
I appreciate that.
Because what you're doing is you're opening us up to an audience that otherwise there may be people that don't relate to me or don't relate to a lot, but someone's going to relate at some different point in their life.
Yeah.
And they're going to go, okay, I know I can do this. You know, I've been scared to death at times in my life in building a business.
Yeah, same thing. When I started this, it was about as scary as you can be, and it's still growing, and it's still scary. But, you know, what I've learned from the people in the industry and like people like yourself, humans like you, we're talking about just being a good human, listening, serving other people.
Right.
It changes your thought process, and it takes away a little bit of that fear.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you get off here. I know you've got a lot going on. I appreciate you coming on.
Brother, man, I love you.
We're going to get you on a full episode soon because I want to share that story.
All right.
I've heard it. It's incredible. Everyone out there needs to hear it. If you guys aren't following Surf Prep, get your phones out. Follow them on social media, Facebook, Instagram. Look up Skylar. He puts some really cool stuff out there too. And don't forget to make sure you're following me, LinkedIn, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and hope everybody's having a great day. Again,
we're having a great day, and I know you are too. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
And that's a wrap on this episode of the Bearded Finisher Podcast. We thank everyone for joining. Keep hustling, keep learning, and never settle for anything less than your best. Remember, the path to perfection is a journey, not a destination. Until next time.